The planning application notice went up on the lamppost outside my neighbour's house on a Tuesday morning. I read it on my way to work. By the time I got home that evening, I had already decided what I was going to do. 14 months, 47 logged incidents, 11 reports to the council's noise nuisance team, 2 formal warning letters that each produced a brief improvement before everything went back to exactly how it had been. I had knocked on their door twice, civil the first time, dismissive the second. I had tried every reasonable thing, and they had met each attempt with either indifference or the assertion that they had every right to socialise in their own home. They did have that right. What they also had was a planning application, and I had 21 days to respond. I want to be honest about what I did and didn't do with those 21 days. I did not write a letter about the noise. A planning consultation response is not a complaint box. Planning officers are not interested in how you feel about your neighbours as people, only whether a proposed development complies with planning policy. A response full of noise complaints gets filed and dismissed. I had been in enough frustrating situations to know that using the right tool for the right job was the only thing that actually worked. I spent 3 evenings reading the council's local plan. I measured angles. I calculated shadow throw at different times of year. I found, buried in the planning portal's historical records, an approved loft conversion application from 12 years earlier with conditions attached that the new application didn't appear to address. I wrote 12 pages. Every word of those 12 pages was planning relevant. Not one word mentioned the noise. I cited the specific local plan policies on residential amenity and the overbearing impact that rear dormer windows would have on my garden. I calculated the shadow throw and attached photographs of the existing situation for comparison. I addressed the front dormer against the heritage and character policies that applied to Victorian terraces in conservation-adjacent areas, policies I had found by reading the actual documents rather than assuming I knew what they said. And I raised the question about the earlier consent. A planning application from 12 years earlier had been approved with conditions. The current application didn't explain how it related to that earlier consent. I asked the planning officer to clarify before determining the application. The planning officer had not been aware of the earlier consent. That question alone added months to the determination timeline. The council's legal team had to advise on the interaction between the two applications before anyone could proceed. The application took 4 months to determine rather than the usual 8 weeks. It was refused. The refusal reasons cited the overbearing impact on neighbouring amenity and the conflict with local plan policies on character in heritage-sensitive areas. The earlier consent was noted as an unresolved complication that would need to be addressed in any revised application. My neighbours submitted a revised application 14 months later. It was smaller, no rear dormer, a reduced front dormer that addressed the character concerns. I did not object to it. It was approved. We have not spoken since the first refusal. They know I submitted the response. Planning responses are public, and I didn't hide it. There have been fewer noise incidents since the planning application process. I don't know whether the two things are connected. I suspect they might be. Always read your neighbour's planning applications. You have the right to respond, and if you respond with policy-referenced objections, you will be taken seriously. A complaint about noise won't get you anywhere. A 12-page policy analysis might. Has a neighbour ever done something that required you to know your rights properly to respond to? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more complete stories with no part 2s that never come, follow the page. New story every day.